Welcome to Food Chest. Hope you're doing good. Hope your July has been good. You know, July is the best month of the year. It's when all the great people were born. So if you are born in July, shout out to you. All right, people. So you know me. I'm always, always curious about presidents in Africa who think that the presidency is their birthright. And today, we're going to be talking about Yoweri Museveni, the president of Uganda. Now, all my Ugandans in the house, I really want to, if you come across this video, please comment, say something. Because I am so curious to know why you guys have kept Museveni in office. If he's elected in 2026, it's going to be his 7th term. And I just want to know why he's been in office for so long. I mean, is the economy, because in his speech, right, he mentioned that his goal, if he's elected again, is to make Uganda a middle-income society. So my question to Ugandans is that I want to know, because, the news has propaganda and various things that they talk about, but it's always good to hear from the people on ground. So from the Ugandans, from my people in Kampala, what's going on with Museveni? Has he been doing good? Or has he been doing terrible? And one thing again, you know me, I'm not like the person that, talks too much about Africa having a democratic, being a democratic nation through and through. I think that democracy might not be the best form of government for all African countries. So my thing is not really about him staying in office. No, let me take that back. I don't think it's actually good for people to be in office for too long. I think that it's important to get a new perspective on things. I don't think you can be the alpha and omega of a position or of a presidency. So I'm not really into people being in office for like the 7th term, depending on how long are the terms. If you have a first term of 4 years, another 8 years, then that's too much. Things are changing. Museveni is getting old. I'm pretty sure he doesn't know about various things happening on society that Uganda can get into and be a much better country. So I'm not really into presidents staying for that long. But again, coming back to this. So Ugandans, let me know how Museveni is doing. But here's my Food Chest take on this, right? So he's been in power since 1986. That is almost 40 years. That is crazy. That is crazy to me. Unless if Uganda is a monarchy, right? Then great. But how are you in power for that long of a time and the people have not done anything to get you out, right? So, of course, there are incumbents. Not incumbents. Of course, there are people who are on the other side. Like the main challenger is a guy called Bobby Wine. He's the opposition leader. And he hasn't been able to get into the position because of the alleged, challenges from the state repression. I don't know what that really means. If you're from Uganda, what are the steps? Now, I'm beginning to think that there are policies put in place by Museveni's cabinet to stop any other person from being successful in becoming the president, right? So let me know again if you're from Uganda. So some of the criticisms that Museveni has received is that there's a suppression and human rights. It's an issue. Now, of course, there are, and rights abuse and the suppression of people. I know that there are different, the alphabet community rights within Uganda that he doesn't kind of respect and things like that. When the West talks about human rights, I'm always, and I believe in tailor-made policies. I believe in local context, and I believe in policies and various things being according to, the fabric of society. So things that apply in Western societies, they're not going to apply on the continent of Africa. Things that apply in South Africa might not apply in Botswana. They might not apply in Uganda. So I believe in tailor-made things. So when it comes to human rights, some of the things that the West or other countries are concerned about might not be the same things that other countries are concerned about when it comes to human rights. Of course, there are universal aspects of it, which everyone should respect. But, there are various things that other countries might not concern themselves with. So when it comes to abuse of human rights, unless if, people are killing people massively and doing crazy stuff, you should stop. But if it's things like, maybe abortion issues, or they're saying, people should not have access to birth control or marry, or those kind of things, there are ways to get around that. So I want to know what kind of human rights abuse is going on in Uganda. If, let us know. But those are one of his major criticisms by people. And I think the suppression of dissent is also crazy. I don't know how he suppresses the dissent. And of course, because he wants to be in power for the rest of his life, he's going to do that. And another thing is that he has amended the Constitution so many times, which is the reason why he's been in office for so many years. So it's interesting to me that that he wants to remain in office for such a long time. And according to the BBC and other media outlets, he's been endorsed for again. Museveni looks very old. I don't think he's capable of leading Uganda into the future, especially where Africa is going to and the world is going to. I definitely think that he should relinquish power and give somebody else the opportunity to, help Uganda out. Yeah, and he can be part of government doing something else, but I don't think he should still be the president of Uganda. Now, I might be wrong. So Ugandans, let me know what you think. Someone that's been in office since 1986, nearly 40 years in power. I don't think he's going to be a great leader for the country anymore. And another thing that is very interesting is that Uganda might miss a lot of things if he continues to be in power. Because, like I mentioned before, there are things happening in society that it's important for somebody who is in tune, who is younger. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be ageist or whatever, but it's the truth. This man he's been in power for too long. He needs to leave it and go and have somebody else come in and continue to push Uganda to a better society. I wonder how. Let's look at the economy of Uganda. Let me do something, and see of Uganda and see what he's done. Like the economy of Uganda. Let's look at something. Okay. Well, there has been growth. However, poverty is huge. 42% of Ugandans living below the poverty line in 2020, which is not that good. The economy grew by 6.1% in fiscal year 24, up from 5.3% in the previous year. Okay. There's some good things, but the country can always be better. Uganda faces challenges related to poverty reduction, job creation, and the need for economy-wide productivity improvements to reach its middle income status goals. Okay. Well, I mean, Google-wise, he hasn't been doing too bad. But again, I think that the people on ground should let me know. But yeah, man, that's my full chest take. All in all, I think he should leave office. I don't think Museveni should run for 2026. I think that Bobby Wine should be given an opportunity. I think Ugandans should make sure it happens. But again, if Ugandans think that Museveni is the best leader for them, who am I? Who are we to say no? So yeah, man, this is Full Chest. Ugandans, let me know what you think. Once again, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, guys, I need you to subscribe to the channel. I need you to watch. I need you guys to let's make this channel grow. Let's talk about things related to the continent, things that are positive, things to educate your mind and let you know what's happening in the world, man. Because as Africans, man, we have to push the envelope. We have to make the continent what it should be. Till next time, man, this is Full Chest. Peace.